Is ESPN returning to its glory days? The Minnesota Timberwolves hire a name with a connection to their history, and the NHL Finals. Will it be the St. Louis Blues or the Boston Bruins? Hey everybody, welcome back to Out of Left Field for MRC-TV. I'm Nick Kangadis. I remember the days, which weren't all that long ago, where I, most likely along with many of you, would sit down at night and watch ESPN's Sports Center. Sometimes you'd catch the daily highlight show in the middle of an episode, so obviously you'd watch it again to get what you'd missed. And before you knew it, you just watched Sports Center twice in a row. Those were the days of commentators like the late Stuart Scott and the always sarcastic Kenny Mayne giving you a new catchphrase almost nightly. Or Chris Boomer Berman giving someone a new nickname.
John Pythagoras Theory. Eric sleeping with the enemy. Chris Calloway.
Somewhere along the way, though, ESPN lost its way and began injecting politics into their broadcasts, and that's when people began to tune out. It looks like we may be getting, at least partially, a return to the days of just showing people highlights with an occasional quip thrown in. In a recent profile by the LA Times, new ESPN President Jimmy Pitaro is said to have, quote, satisfied ESPN's more traditional fans by steering commentators away from political discussions on air and on social media. Pitaro told the Times, quote, without question, our data tells us our fans do not want us to cover politics, unquote. And he's right. We don't. And thank God for that. The content on ESPN was way past due for a change, and the political ramblings really only lasted a couple of years. But for a lot of sports fans, that was 2 years too long. Activists masquerading as sports journalists like Jamel Hill either no longer work at ESPN or their roles have been better defined within the organization. I'm glad that Pitaro and others at ESPN have seemingly grasped that people don't want politics poisoning their sports highlights and analysis. Really quick, I have to say how awesome it is that the NBA's Minnesota Timberwolves hired the son of the late all-time franchise great coach Flip Saunders, Ryan Saunders. Ryan's father, Flip, coached the T-Wolves for 11 seasons, taking the relatively young franchise to the playoffs in 8 straight seasons. With 424 wins, the elder Saunders has gone down in history as the winningest coach in T-Wolves franchise history. Unfortunately, Flip Saunders' coaching career came to an end in 2015 when he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a battle which he lost just 2 months after his diagnosis. Flip Saunders was 60 years old. Well, on Monday, the T-Wolves named Flip Saunders' son, 33-year-old Ryan Saunders, the new full-time head coach of the team.
Lastly, I need to recognize someone who's unable to be here in the physical form, but I know he's here and he's looking down, and I know he'd say that there's no place else he'd rather have me get my start in coaching. So I want to make sure I acknowledge my dad, Flip, and just thank him for putting me in this. And hey, this is me. I mean, it happens. You get emotional over things, but that's why this is one of the reasons this is so special today.
Look, all I can do after that is wish Ryan good luck. He's got some great young talent to possibly guide that team back to the playoffs. Finally, I just want to give all of you my lightning round prediction for the upcoming NHL Stanley Cup Finals. We've got the St. Louis Blues facing off against the Boston Bruins. And even though I really like the St. Louis combo of Ryan O'Reilly and Vladimir Tarasenko, I just think the Bruins play too much more of a physical game for the Blues to last in a 7-game series against the guys from Beantown. And that's why I'm picking the Bruins to win the series in 6 games. That's all for this week. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and give a hip check to that notification bell so you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video. And go like us on Facebook, will ya? For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.